Alright everyone, welcome back. We are in the battle. Ganondorf is most likely right outside the walls, and we are prepared to fight. This is Lost Heroes on NaNoRenO 2015 and on VNSNow TV and VNSNow.com. JP III with you, and let's get started. Before you can find the words, what feels like an earthquake shakes the foundation beneath us. There are screams that ring out from the nearby hall, and Link makes a dash for it. However, he slides to a stop when he sees an ominous green aura seeping through the cracks, blocking his exit. Everywhere the mist touches, a new abundance of vines and roots begins to grow. What is this? I practically hide behind him. He looks back, and I follow his shot gaze to see the same mist flowing in through the windows. Zelda! Link brings her attention to it. We all start moving towards the middle as it surrounds us from all sides. Zelda erects a barrier as a last resort, and I cover my eyes, scared to see what would happen. But I don't feel any different. I dare to peek through my fingers, and Zelda's barrier is indeed keeping the enemy magic at bay. But I wonder how long she can keep it up. Suddenly the aura begins to dissipate. Zelda cautiously lowers the barrier, and the three of us stand in the middle of a mess of overgrown greenery. Link takes a step onto the foliage to test what would happen, but it seems safe enough. Zelda makes her way over to the window to take a look at the kingdom outside. Goddesses is everywhere. It looks exactly the same. I notice the eerie silence, and I head out to into the hall to look for other people. But instead I'm greeted by wooden statues. Oh, I think you guys should see this. Yeah, this is definitely poison ivy. What have they done? She attempts to dispel the magic, but the scene remains the same. This is what they were planning. They were preparing a spell that would be able to take down the entirety of Hyrule. I'm going to the Forest Temple. We don't even know what's happened yet. That's exactly what they want you to do. I'm not going to sit here and wait for them to make their next move. I press a hand to my forehead. I could have left yesterday. I was perfectly ready, but I heard the chef was cooking steak, so I decided to stick around for one more day. I'm not asking you to do nothing, but we need to know more about this magic before we can counter him. To make matters worse, that steak wasn't even properly cooked. Not to mention he used way too much salt. We are in this mess to begin with because we wasted all of our time trying to figure out his plan instead of going on the offensive. Oh, and those potatoes he used for the side were most definitely stale. They leveled our entire army in one attack. You think they don't have a trap set for you the minute you enter that temple? Okay, the two of them arguing isn't going to get us anywhere. Zelda's right, but I have a feeling that I need to agree with Link. Because I'm going to predict this now. If Zelda's right, that'll ruin the romance, but it'll make Kietha a hero in the people's eyes. Along with Link, and she'll get to live the hero lifestyle, which is one way to go about it. If she agrees with Link, then her and Link are going to march off to face the enemy together. And that's pretty much what we've been building towards, to see if we get an actual romance in or if it's just friendship. So, because I want that square. So let's go ahead. Damn, is she looking at Link or me? That's creepy. Let's move on. I know it isn't exactly safe, but I'm not seeing the other options. Link's fought Ganondorf before. If anyone can handle it, he can. Zelda looks very displeased by my words. Of all people, I would have thought that you would be the more sensible about this. You witnessed firsthand what they did to him, and yet you want to send him in blind again? I just thought... No, she is right. I thought the same earlier, but now I'm suggesting we throw him to the wolves? Don't yell at her. At least someone has a bit of faith in me. This isn't about that. She doesn't know what that monster is capable of. You are being ridiculous. And I haven't halted this argument in the slightest. At the very least, I think we should check to see if the spell spread through all parts of the kingdom. Fine. Although I still think this is a waste of time. I will head to the lake and you can go to the mountains. Whoa, hold up. You aren't leaving me here. It's safer for you to remain in the castle. Yeah, until another wave of that magic runs through to turn me into a tree, or your pals get impatient and show up to finish the job. I'd feel much more secure with someone who knows how to deal with all of this. Go with Link. Wait, are you sure? It's too dangerous for her to be here alone. She has skill with a bow, so she can handle herself fine. Skill might be a bit of an overstatement. We've lost enough people today, and we don't know if we can even reverse the spell. I'm not going to risk any more lives. Link elects not to start another argument. It's obvious that Zelda is suffering from massive guilt right now. Okay, I understand. We'll meet back here in 2 days then. Don't lose hope, Zelda. I won't. He takes my hand and pulls me with him as we leave Zelda behind. She's going to be a tree when we get back, aren't we? Link is quiet the whole way down to the outside grounds, and the dead silence around us is making things especially uncomfortable. We make a quick check at the stable, but find the horses are in the same state as everyone else inside the castle. He passed one of the statues that I can only assume is Epona, with a pensive look on his face. You don't have to come along. I can give you some supplies and you can get out of here like you wanted. I doubt Ganondorf is going to worry about stopping you. I considered the possibility for a moment. It's true, I'm pretty inconsequential. Ganondorf will focus on Link and Zelda, not some random traveler. Wait, what am I thinking? Leaving all of them to die to try and save myself? Grow a backbone for once, Kietha. Thank you, Kietha. No, I think I'm good. I pick up a quiver of arrows ready to follow him. A small smile pulls at the edges of his lips as if he's pleasantly surprised by my response. Don't say I didn't try. The proper response is, thank you, Kietha. I'm not sure how I would have managed without you. Just try not to hit me with an arrow when you're showing off that skill of yours. I'll try, but I can't promise anything. He looks rare at my response, and I started to laugh. We should be able to get there before morning if we keep up a good pace. Well, don't slow down on my behalf. I'm pretty adept at winning if I do say so myself. You learn from the best. Please, saying that man was the best at anything is giving him too much credit. We both set off for the long journey to Lake Hylia. We arrive at the lake well into the night as we intended. The trip was long but not too difficult considering the frozen state everyone is in. The only things that have seemingly avoided the spell are birds of flight. Even Ganondorf's monstrous minions weren't spared. Jesus. So who exactly are we looking for? Link steps up to the water's edge to strip off his heavier equipment. The Zoras, the entrance to their domain is underwater. You stay here, I'm going to go check. What? You can't leave me here alone. It'll be much simpler for me to navigate there by myself. There's nothing out here for you to fear. What about a flight of ferocious birds? Well, that's what the bow and arrow are for. I don't think you're taking my concerns very seriously. His smile widens, confirming my suspicions, and I sigh. He's right. It's perfectly safe up here. I won't be long. He dives into the lake, and once the waves settle, I'm left with the eerie quiet once again. There are no chirping crickets or howling wolves. I start to hum to fill the silence, but it doesn't kill the unnerving atmosphere. After a bit longer, I start hearing things that aren't really there. Otherworldly noises. It's quite effective. I jump a mile when a crow calls from a nearby tree. Okay, I've had enough. I stare out across the lake and notice a small island at the center. It would probably be safer over there, and I can easily see this side of the lake from there when Link returns. I see the wooden bridge to the island, and I travel across. Once I make it, I immediately feel relieved. No way something can get the jump on me here. I study a large tree in the center by the light of the moon. This thing is gigantic. It looks to be hundreds of years old. I slide down and sit against it with nothing else I can do to occupy myself. The sun is coming up soon. God, this is boring. Why couldn't he have let me come along? I could swim fine. I could have kept up with him. I was trying to stay awake. My eyes are drawn to a stone plaque by the side of the lake. I get back to my feet to go examine it. When water fills the lake, shoot the morning light. Shoot like an arrow? The sun starts coming up over the horizon, giving me the perfect opportunity. This can only end in tears. I shrug and notch an arrow, aiming for the sun. Why not? At least it's a big target. When I let go of the arrow, a burst of light blinds me, and for a second I think I've done something terrible. When my vision clears, I can see something sitting on a small island between two pillars. I bite my lip in hesitation, but I decide to swim over to check it out. I lift myself over onto the island, and that's when I can see my arrow hovering slightly above ground, the arrowhead lit on fire. I cautiously pick it up, and the fire goes out. However, when I set my thoughts on the fire magic again, it lights up once more. Heh, cool. Ugh. I hear a voice from across the lake, and I see a link up. It's up on the other side. Whoops, I better stop fooling around. I put the arrow in my quiver and start swimming back across. Pulling myself up when I reach the shore's edge, I walk up behind him. Hey, sorry. He spins around and swings his sword as he moves, barely stopping before taking my head clean off. I blink and over as the blade is injured from my neck. He does the same, neither of us is moving. Finally, I collect myself enough to speak, completely losing it. What in the name of all that is holy is wrong with you? You can't just sneak up on me like that. So you don't even look? Is that your motto? Decapitate first, ask questions later? No, of course not. You were supposed to stay put like I told you. And you were supposed to take me wherever you went, but that didn't happen either. I was going to wait around for a group of monsters to come out and eat me. Everyone is frozen. There are no monsters that we know of. You are unbelievable. I think it's completely reasonable. To be upset when someone nearly takes your head off. He shuts his mouth, knowing this is a losing battle. Once we both calm down, I speak again. Did you find anyone? No, no one. Yeah, what a waste of time and energy this trip was. I was really hoping for better news. There's nothing else for us to do here. We should get back to the castle as soon as possible. I am not looking forward to the long trip back, but I did promise I wouldn't slow him down. I dragged myself to follow him back the way we came. Chapter 4. At least we're getting somewhere. Returning to the castle is simply more of the same, wooden statues everywhere I turn. We stopped to sleep for only a few hours the night before, not much was said between the two of us. The first thought on Link's mind seemed to be getting back to the castle, so he could find Zelda and attack Ganondorf. You think Ganondorf is honestly waiting for you to go face him? And this is really what he wants, to freeze the whole place in time? I mean, is this really what he wants? I don't know, but it doesn't sound like him. He's always desired power, and his ambitions were rooted in the desire to rule over Hyrule. I'm not sure how this will help him achieve that goal. True, I could call myself queen at this point, and it would mean just as much. Doesn't sound like the ideal for a power-hungry guy like him. Speaking of queens, we have yet to run into... Speaking of queens, we've yet to run into since we've returned. You think Zelda is alright? Should we go towards the mountains to find her? Don't worry, she knows how to take care of herself. We moved pretty quickly, too. Let's give her a little more time before we do anything too hasty. He sits down on the nearby stone stairs, content to wait. Surprising, it wasn't too long ago that you didn't want to wait another minute. I'm not stupid. I know we'll have a much better chance with Zelda's help. It's convincing her to go that's been the problem, but now she won't have any other option. I doubt she'd had any luck with the Gorons in the mountains. You really think that's a good idea? Why not wait for him to come to you? Based on our knowledge, Arena has some sort of teleportation magic. This place doesn't give us any strategic advantage, and they will be able to catch us by surprise no matter what. At least by going to him, I can prepare a little. I still think there are other ways to go about this, but after the last idea proved to be a waste of time, I think he's done being patient. If only we could find out what Ganondorf was truly after. When she does return, I want you to stay here while we handle Ganondorf. Are you sure? I can try and help. I'm not as useless as I used to be. You aren't useless, but your skill is nowhere near the level necessary to fight someone like Ganondorf. I know it's the truth, but staying behind is dangerous as well. If they weren't able to succeed, how would I know about it? Ganondorf and his minions could turn up at the castle and I'd be slaughtered. I understand. Good. Don't worry. Zelda and I will defeat him and this whole nightmare will be over. Somehow I'm not so sure about that. Maybe it's time I breach the subject of leaving for Rhydon again. The ground under our feet starts to shake and I'm having trouble staying upright. I didn't think Hyrule was known for its earthquakes. It might be Arena. Find some place to hide. I'll go check it out. But, no buts. Hide? Hide where? It's much safer if I'm with him. I'm starting to get annoyed with being constantly left behind. I'm seconds away from chasing after him until I hear a familiar voice. Oh, you have got to be kidding. How are they going to explain this one? Okay. Well, well, my faithful servant. I figured for sure you'd be made of wood by now. I can't believe my eyes when I see Orson coming out of a hidden passage in the courtyard wall. These castles always have something like this. You didn't think I'd spend all my time eating their food, did you? Quite frankly, yes. But more importantly, how are you still alive? Oh, my dear Kietha, haven't I taught you how to survive by now? Manipulation, fraud, and a keen eye is the only way to keep your head. Why else would you betray me for someone stronger? Besides the fact that I've been your disposable human pack mule for the better part of the last 3 years? Oh yes, why wouldn't I want to stay with you? He laughs as he moves closer to the stone stairs. What are you doing? I'm retrieving something for my new allies. Of course he's with Ganondorf now. There's a crystal here that will allow Ganondorf and Arena to manipulate the minds of everyone under their petrification spell. But I happen to be the only one who knows the location of it. I don't always have a knack finding hidden treasures. He knocks around the stone until I can hear a hollow sound. He slides open a panel and pulls out a large red gem. They've been unsuccessfully searching the castle for days, trying to get their hands on this little item while you three were trapezing about. I pull my bow off my back and aim the arrow at his head. You aren't leaving with that. He doesn't move but flashes a knowing smile. Kietha, I know you. You don't want to die for these people. You owe them nothing. I know the boy may ignite your womanly urges, but is he really worth dying for? I lower my bow in hesitation, reconsidering everything. I don't really have any loyalty towards Link or Zelda at this point. While I like him, my attraction to him is skin deep at best. At this point, he hadn't shown he thought much different either. Not to mention Ganondorf is much stronger and possibly unstoppable with this crystal. Why is this even a choice at this point? At this point, like, if you had a certain amount of choices and you dictate a certain way, like if I had played selfish the entire time and was just out for myself, I can see this being an option, but at this point, I should be shooting him in the head. In fact, let's go ahead and do that and shoot him in the head. Do whatever you want. I'm done with you, Orson. With any luck, I'll never have to see you again. Honestly, so ungrateful. Have it your way, but it won't end well for you, I promise. He starts for the exit, and I attempt to shoot him before he can leave with the crystal. I miss, and it harmlessly hits the wall beside him. He laughs, shaking his head as he makes his escape. Damn it! I can't believe it. He was right in front of me, and I just let him go. He's carrying something that could doom the entire kingdom. I have to find Link. Maybe he can stop him before he gets away. Kietha! Luckily, he appears before I can even start looking for him. Link! Orson was here and he... Where is it? I only now realize just how angry he is. The Crystal of Minds. Where is it? Orson stole it. He turns away from me, attempting to contain his rage. I'm sorry, I tried to stop him. Don't lie to me. This whole thing was part of your plan with that bastard. What? I had nothing to do with this. I hate him. He was a few steps away. How are you not able to hit him? I tried, but I froze up before I could shoot him. Arena told me all about how Orson pledged the two of you to the service of Ganondorf. All of this was to gain our trust and distract us from his true goal. Now Ganondorf has the power to turn everyone into his slaves. Will you take a breath and think about how ridiculous this all sounds? He shakes his head, and I don't know what to say to make him listen. Hey, listen would be a good place to start. I really thought you were worthy of my trust. I should have known you were a liar, just like your master. I am not. He points his sword at my throat, and I approach him. As I approach him, and I step back in horror. I'm giving you 5 seconds. If you don't go now, I will kill you. Link, will you please leave now? I hesitate a bit longer before helplessly shaking my head and taking off as fast as I can. Well, that was dramatic. Let's all take a breath, and when we come back, it's kind of stretching out a bit long, but let's see where this one goes. Like, that journey to Lake Hylia was pretty much pointless unless they used the fire arrows in the final scene. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, leave a like if you're enjoying the video. Leave a comment if you have anything you want to say or comment on. And as always, subscribe and vnsnow.com. Check out vnsnow.com for English visual novel news reviews and all that other good stuff that we do on a daily, if not secondly, basis. That's actually a pun if you think about it. It's a Till next time.